Today we're talking smartwatches, and specifically I'll be talking about my Garmin Fenix 5 Plus and why I have no plans on upgrading to the Apple Watch Ultra. I'm going to divide up this video into 5 sections. First of all, I'm going to talk about my affinity towards watches. Then I'm going to talk about how I use my Garmin Fenix to track my health. Third, I'm going to talk about the specific activities I'm tracking on the watch. Then I'll go into the pros and cons of the Garmin ecosystem, Garmin Watch. And then lastly, I'm going to dive into explaining why Garmin is for me. So let's get into it. So my affinity towards watches, if you wear a watch, I know you understand this, but I can't walk out my house without wearing a watch. It makes me feel like I'm naked. So a watch is the way to go for me. Now, it also depends on the occasion, right? I'll definitely wear a smartwatch most of the time, but you know, if the occasion requires something a little bit more dressy, that's when I will put on an analog watch. Now, when it comes to watches, like I said, I prefer wearing my smartwatch most of the time. And the two things that I'm tracking with my smartwatch is my health metrics and also just staying connected. The idea of having a cell phone on my body just doesn't appeal to me. I don't like the look of a cell phone bulging out of your pocket. You know, many times I am meeting with a customer in person, with a client in person, and a notification comes through. I like the idea of being able to glance at my watch, know what's going on without having to pull the cell phone out and just create a distraction. Number 2, let me talk to you about the health metrics that I'm tracking on my Garmin. First of all, my heart rate. Heart rate is something that's important to me. As some of us know, athletes typically have a slower heart rate. The idea is that whenever your heart is pumping at a slower rate, it's giving you more oxygen, more blood to your body. So that's something that I strive for. I continuously look at my metrics over a long period of time, and I try to bring my heart rate down. The second thing is my training load. I like to week over week understand how much exercise I'm putting out there. As we know, we're busy, and sometimes exercise gets really pushed to the back burner. So my watch really keeps me accountable. Am I staying on pace this week? Do I need to pick it up, or do I need to slow it down sometimes? Now, the third factor that's important to me is the training status. This is where Garmin actually uses some of its intelligence to analyze how much I am training. Am I going too hard? Am I maintaining my fitness? Am I detraining? So I like that there's some intelligence that Garmin is able to feed me there. And then lastly, for me, it's the VO2 max. I like to understand how my fitness compares specifically to other people of my same age and gender. So the VO2 max is something that I track over a longer period of time, something that I continuously strive to increase. Now, point number 3, let's get into the specific activities that I am tracking on my Garmin Fenix watch. First of all, it's walking/running. I have a dog. He's a constant reminder that I need to take him out for a walk. And when we are running, I'm actually tracking our performance with my watch as well. So if I need to step it up, I have a watch here telling me how we're performing. And then cycling, it's great to be able to track my location and my speed, for instance. But really what's more important to me is to be able to modify my route. For instance, if I'm riding somewhere and I notice that, okay, I've reached a dead end and I can't go any further, let's modify that so next time I'm out there I can take the right route and continue going as far as I want. So for cycling, it's crucial. By the way, I've also included a biking computer. Even though this is a biking computer, I just like to have a bigger screen, and by the way, they're all integrated into one. The other 2 exercises that I'm tracking is resistance or weight training, and then hiking. Hiking I don't do as much, but really the standout when it comes to hiking is that I can upload my own trails onto my watch, something that you still can't do natively on the Apple Watch Ultra. All right, now let's jump into number 4, the pros and the cons. Pros of this watch is the outstanding battery life. I'm doing roughly, or I'm doing about maybe 4 exercises a week and using the GPS on it. And this watch is easily lasting me 2 weeks. So that's phenomenal. And I'm also sleeping with the watch. It's tracking my sleep, and the battery life is just outstanding. Now, I've already hinted at some of the accessories that I've paired with my watch. So I got my heart rate strap, I have my Garmin computer, and in the future I plan to implement a cadence sensor for my bike. So all that information lives nicely in one system. Now I've also hinted at this routing with hiking. That's phenomenal, because it's one thing to be able to route in the city, but to route up a mountain, I don't think there's anyone that can come close to how Garmin is doing it. Now, the last thing is the design. This watch is robust. This watch looks like it could take a beating and still look good years later. And in fact, it does. I mean, my watch it's gotten beat up, but it still looks good. It's got by the way, make sure that you get the sapphire screen. And I like having the titanium bezel as well. I think that just adds to the longevity of your watch. And then the last thing, this is more of a bonus. I like that this watch does not offer a touch screen. I like that there's dedicated buttons for my exercises. Now, I know that the newer models of the Garmin do offer a touch screen, but there's versatility there. You can turn off the touch screen as needed. Now, some of the cons of having a big, bulky smartwatch like this is that's just it. It's a bulky watch. It's a heavy watch. Now, typically, that's not an issue for me, but when I'm sleeping next to my fiance, I want to make sure that I'm not hitting her with the watch by accident, or I'm not hurting her because it's a big, bulky watch. Texting and smartwatch notifications, they're okay on this watch. I definitely understand that the Apple Watch does it better. Two of the limitations that I see is whenever pictures are being shared, I can't necessarily see the pictures within a text on the Garmin watch. So that's a limitation. And then 2, accessing the notifications, it could be a little bit cleaner. The biggest con of this watch is the charging ports. Let me show you. So Garmin has been creating these type of charging ports for a while, and the limitation there is after a while those charging ports are going to wear out a little bit, and that's going to affect the charging of the watch. So that's personally that's really the biggest gripe, the biggest problem I have with the Fenix watches. That's something that I am hoping they improve in the future. Okay, number 5, finally, my verdict. So at the beginning of this video, I talked about why I am continuing with the Garmin, with the Fenix lineup versus upgrading to the Fenix Pro. And really, this is an amazing sports watch. If you're looking for a sports watch, this is the way to go. This may not be the strongest smartwatch. Maybe Apple owns that kingdom, but when it comes to a smartwatch, really this is the way to go. It looks good. It has an amazing battery. It has a great ecosystem. It's a great job for the watch. So I'm sticking with the Garmin Fenix lineup. Whether I upgrade in the future or not, I don't know. But right now, the Garmin Fenix 5 has lasted me all this time, and I'm going to continue with it. So that does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed the content. My ask is, let me know if there's another topic that you'd like me to hit in the future, and we'll leave it there. I hope you found this video useful. Catch you next time.